Sometimes you're playing a video game when you think, what just happened? This is why today we're looking at the creepiest unexplainable glitches in video games, brought to you by Dungeon Hunter 6. Dungeon Hunter 6 is not your average mobile title, offering a full-fledged experience and unique concepts for a dungeon crawler, including the ability to transform into a cat on a stealth mission, inspired by a real-life cat, or recruit previously defeated bosses onto the battlefield as members of your squad. With next-level graphics and super smooth gameplay, Dungeon Hunter 6 is a title not to be missed on mobile. Use my link down below or scan the QR code to download the game for free and get a special starter pack worth $50 today. Grand Theft Auto 4. GTA 4 is known for many creepy locations around its setting in Liberty City, including an abandoned smallpox hospital, the Amityville horror house based on a real-life house where mass murders took place, and a giant beating heart inside the Statue of Happiness, which is already creepily modeled to look like Hillary Clinton. One glitch players have encountered, however, seems more unnerving than anything else in the game, as after beating the game and having chosen the revenge ending, several players such as Phenom2x2 on YouTube have reported receiving strange phone calls from an unknown number, which when answered turned out to be one of the protagonist's love interests, Kate McCreary.
Hey Europe, it's America. And Ireland.
Only problem is, for these players at this point in the game, Kate is supposed to be dead, having died in a previous mission. Not only that, but she normally has caller ID, stunning players even more when the unknown number turned out to be Kate's ghost calling from the other side. The call isn't particularly abnormal, minus the whole being dead thing, as Kate asks you if you want to hang out. And those daring enough to accept the mission are told to take Kate somewhere she would enjoy. Now, what do dead women like? For Phenom2x2, the answer was the fried chicken shop, Cluck and Bell, where Kate complains the food will give her a heart attack. I guess dead people still watch their diet. The rest of the date for Phenom was pretty uneventful, as the mission ends with dropping Kate off back at her house, who doesn't invite Nico in, and never calls back from the dead again. The fact that Kate calls from an unknown number, only after you made the story choice where she ends up killed, still has many players scratching their heads, as if the event is possibly intentional, or if Kate's AI has somehow gained consciousness and managed to re-emerge from the dead, possibly making her a literal ghost in the machine. Additionally, Kate is Nico's only girlfriend in the game, who doesn't invite you in for hot coffee, so maybe it's possible she felt she and Nico had some unfinished business. Talk about a missed opportunity. It would have been quite interesting to see what it'd be like to get freaky with a ghost. Maybe we should have taken her somewhere other than Cluck and Bell. Fear 2. Project Origin. Fear 2 is the 2009 installment in the first-person shooter psychological horror series, which centers around the mysterious character Alma Wade, a powerful psychic seeking revenge against a military corporation that used her for experimentation. Alma is widely regarded as one of the most terrifying video game characters of all time, as she continuously stalks the player throughout the game. However, Sridama Ting on YouTube discovered a glitch that managed to make Alma appear even more horrifying than she already is. As in this area by the pool, Alma normally flashes by the player for a second and then disappears. But for Sridama Ting, she didn't despawn when she was supposed to, instead just standing there freakily staring at them and slowly following them around. Even though the player's normally never supposed to get this close to her, Alma continued to follow the player wherever they moved until Sridama walked right up to her. There's a close-up nobody wanted. Sridama decided to hit Alma with her weapon, which for some reason caused Alma to suddenly yeet through the ceiling. Where's she going? No idea she could fly like that, but at least she's finally gone. Honestly, I'm good with her staying up there. Apollo Justice. Ace Attorney. Thanks to Sean Crosby for submitting this discovery through Oddheader.com. Apollo Justice Ace Attorney is the fourth installment in Capcom's visual novel series released in 2007 for the Nintendo DS. In the game, you play as defense attorney Apollo Justice as he searches for clues, interrogates witnesses, and presents cases in court in an attempt to get his clients declared not guilty. Depending on the choices made, the player can either gather all of the evidence needed to get their clients off the hook, or fail miserably and get the wrong person sent to jail. However, Sean made a discovery while playing the game on an emulator that even Apollo Justice couldn't solve, as during the third case, Turnabout Serenade, the game switches to a 3D cutscene showing a concert that has to do with the case. The scene gets suddenly interrupted by dialogue, and what? Who the hell is this dude? A small ninja-looking character who doesn't appear anywhere else in the game showed up in the corner of the dialogue box only in this part of the cutscene, and then disappeared, never showing up in the scene again. Sean replayed this part of the game and wasn't able to get it to appear again, until he tried a few more times and the little dude suddenly appeared. I mean, is he a dude? I have no idea, but whatever it is, I would love to know how the hell a glitch makes something like this appear. Amnesia, The Dark Descent. Thanks to Cimbone for submitting this mystery on the Oddheader Discord. The Dark Descent is the first entry in the Amnesia series, released in 2010 for PC and Mac and later on the PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and Android. In the game, the player awakens inside a medieval castle in Prussia with no memory of how they got there. The only thing that's clear is that it's scary as hell in here, as you solve puzzles to make your way through the castle while avoiding the darkness, which depletes the main character's sanity and causes monsters to attack him. A pretty difficult objective for the game considering it's 1839 and we have no light bulbs, and no means to fight off the monsters except hiding, though not in the shadows. While playing the game on Switch, Meat6 on YouTube spotted something in the corner of their eye that made them think their own sanity had been depleted. Meat6 had gotten stuck on one of the puzzles, and after having nearly given up, decided to backtrack to the previous room to see if they were missing any clues. Meat6 used a box to prop open a door that normally you have to pull open before it falls back into place, meaning they probably weren't even supposed to be back here. Wait a second. What was that? A dark blob that can't be seen anywhere else in the game jumped across the screen. Cimbone says they played the game on PC to see if the creature could be lurking in that version of the game, but it was nowhere to be found. Whatever it is, it's unknown at this point what happened, and it remains to be seen if the freaky blob will ever truly be explained. Postal 4. No Regerts. Postal 4 No Regerts, like its name suggests, is the fourth installment in the Postal series known for its very lowbrow humor. Postal 4 also being known as one of the worst games of 2022, essentially being a large fetch quest as you complete odd jobs while fighting off some of the dumbest enemy AI, with a fast travel system on scooters that manages to be even slower. The game is also littered with bugs, and Bites the Stuff on YouTube encountered one that's scary enough to give players some serious regrets about playing the game if they didn't have them already, as during the game, they heard a random unsettling noise. Curious about what it was, they followed the noise until they found that's how I would feel too if I had to buy this game for $40. Fortunately, Bites the Stuff figured out a solution and threw a crate of birds in their face.
Pandemic coming through.
Much better. Like a dragon. Ishin. Thanks to Ian Benton for submitting this discovery on Oddheader.com. Like a Dragon Ishin released only in Japan in 2014 as a launch title for the PlayStation 4, later remade and released at the beginning of 2023 for current-gen consoles. The action-adventure RPG is a spin-off of the Yakuza series, set in 1860s Japan, where you play as the samurai Sakamoto Ryoma, a real-life historical figure from Japan who helped end the country's shogun-controlled feudal system. Ian was playing the game when they encountered a glitch that doesn't look like it belongs in the setting, or anywhere for that matter. As over the water near this dock, looking up in the sky, they saw some hot pink flashing thing floating across the sky. What the? And when Ian tries to catch up with the object, it flashes in and out of view. All we know for sure is that it's camera shy. Perhaps something glitched out and instead we ended up with this, but I'm not sure what that size would be normally flying around in 1860s Japan. Perhaps a developer implementing the UFO Easter egg called in sick that day. Either that or Sakamoto has a lot more to worry about than just taking down feudalist power in Japan. Crash Team Racing. 1999's Crash Team Racing was one of my favorite titles as a kid. While the game is essentially just Mario Kart with Crash Bandicoot, it's considered by many to be the best Mario Kart clone to this day, improving the formula in a number of different ways. However, Crash Team Racing also has a feature that sets the game apart from all other kart racers, as players found in the European version of the game by going to the language selection screen and pressing triangle once to back out of the game. All the text would be replaced with dashes, and then proceeding to play the game in adventure mode. During the cutscenes, something even stranger would happen. What the? All of the boss's heads during the cutscenes would suddenly be replaced with a different character. Not only that, but all of the characters are completely muted. Needless to say, this is all a little creepy and completely wild. Something like this would happen all because we backed out of a menu. Guess the game just got confused about what language these characters should be speaking and booted into nightmarish fever dream mode. Well, you know, I gotta say it. Now that is an odd head. Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th is a 2017 tie-in to the horror movie franchise, where one character gets to be the psycho killer, and all other players get to be his victims trying to escape. However, the game's release became a horror in itself when players couldn't connect to the server, because the player base was far larger than the indie developer could support. Even worse, after all of this was fixed, all updates to the game were cancelled and its servers taken down in 2020 due to a copyright lawsuit between the series creators. Another thing no one was expecting was this unexplainable glitch that occurred when YouTuber Steven Steven7571 was playing the game, as in the game, Steven and 2 other players seemingly managed to escape Jason in a car, when suddenly their vehicle tipped over. Then Steven respawned back into the camp where they just escaped from and ran back into the area they just were, and found the overturned car was still there, as well as themselves, as there were duplicate models of Steven and the other players creepily standing around the vehicle. The game still updated the player statuses as escaped, though I'm not sure if that's the case, as for all we know. Oh there's Jason. He's going after the clones? What the hell is going on? Wait, if she dies, do they both die? Well, I guess that answers that. At least they made a good decoy. Oh, never mind. Should've ran away when they had the chance. Halo 2. A mystery has haunted the Halo community since it was first observed nearly 2 decades ago that still supposedly haunts the community to this day, appearing across multiple titles in the series. The mystery has been so contentious over the years I personally resisted covering it because I thought it was a hoax, but having re-examined the mystery, I'm still not sure what exactly the deal is. The whole thing begins with a video called The Ghost of Lockout. The earliest record of this video being uploaded to YouTube is in 2006, but I remember watching the video before then when it caused a stir on my old favorite site, highimpacthalo.org, which showcased glitches and discoveries in the Halo games, and is where I first made my mark and even served as inspiration for the channel. Back then, we all uploaded our videos to a website called mythica.org, and digging up an archived version of the site, I confirmed the original video was uploaded on April 11, 2005, and was the most popular video on the site. Sidebar, I lost a lot of my first glitch videos when the site went down, so if anyone knows of any video archive of mythica.org, please hit me up through oddheader.com. The Ghost of Lockout video begins with 2 players, Anti-Noob and the Underdog, practicing trick jumping on the map Lockout for their Halo clan jump tactic. Trick jumping once being a trend where players exploited the physics engine to reach spots on the maps as creatively as possible. The Underdog left to get some food, and Anti-Noob continued practicing when another player with a different color from the Underdog appeared out of nowhere, even though no other player's name showed up on the scoreboard. The player moved erratically, sliding around and throwing grenades without ever facing Anti-Noob. Anti-Noob found where the Underdog was idling, checked to see if the coast was clear, turned back around and saw this strange ghost player had managed to stick her plasma grenade onto the Underdog. Anti-Noob continued to watch the ghost player slide around, even suddenly appearing directly behind him when he looked back, as the ghost continuously killed the both of them with incredible grenade-throwing accuracy. The ghost player appeared to be invincible, even when Anti-Noob hit the ghost player directly in the back, which is normally an instant kill. At one point, Anti-Noob saw the ghost run by them without noticing, so they hid behind this fusion coil, when suddenly, oh shit, there's no escaping this thing. Another video was uploaded a month later in May 2005, this time with the clan Hollywood Halo, who were filming a scene for a Machinima movie when another ghost attacked them. The players watched the ghost randomly jump across the map, and were surprised when a second ghost appeared and that the ghosts seemed to fight with each other. The next known sighting happened in the next game, Halo 3, where an unknown orange player spawned in the map Blackout and behaved the same way as the ghost on Lockout, again never showing up on the leaderboard. Weirdly, the ghosts have appeared more recently in the Master Chief Collection, which is odd as the Master Chief Collection redid the game's networking altogether, which challenges the theory that the ghosts are the result of a networking issue, leaving many to believe that the ghosts are caused by an unexplained glitch, players using mods, or are the remains of an AI that Bungie never finished. The Ghost of Lockout continues to be a mystery that's never been solved, though many have theories, and I would love to hear everyone's thoughts about it down below about what it could be. So the next time you're playing a private match with one of your friends on your favorite Halo map, just remember, you may not be entirely alone. Noita. Thanks to Gonzo for submitting this mystery through Oddheader.com. Noita is a 2020 roguelike where you make your way through a procedurally generated cave, where every pixel on screen can be manipulated by countless combinations of spells that Noita can cast from their wand. The game has a lot of moving parts and unsolved mysteries, including a strange room with a mysterious cauldron, or these eyeball ciphers that I covered in my Easter eggs that were never found part 4 video, both of which still remain unsolved. Another mystery that has confused players originates with the game's reveal trailer back in 2017, where at the end Noita approaches an altar with a mysterious set of runes that suddenly bleed and kill Noita. This scene, along with the altar and the runes, were never found in the final game. despite the fact it also appears in the game's banner on Steam. However, seemingly because Noita is randomly generated, one player named Axu somehow managed to find that the altar randomly spawned into their game without explanation, and it even activated with the same animations from the trailer. The Noita community had no idea why this altar appeared, and could only determine it seemed to only appear as a result of a glitch, but still have no idea how this glitch occurred. Looking into it further, Gramburger and Axu on Discord found the altar in the files of the game, and discovered the altar is only supposed to activate when it comes in contact with an object with a property called Sacred Barrel. The strange thing is, the Sacred Barrel property has never been found on any object in the game to this day. On top of this, the runes at the bottom were deciphered by the Noita community and determined that it said BD Magic K EFHJLNOP, which is actually a keyword cipher, a code that uses a keyword in order to determine an alphabet key that can be used to code more ciphers, the keyword in this cipher being bad magic. Through all of this, the community was finally able to determine one thing: nothing. The only other thing that was found was another image in the files of the same cipher, this time appearing in a longer repeated form that's also never been found in the game. So unless someone ends up lucky enough for a solution to spawn into their game without explanation, it's going to take quite some time to get an idea of what's going on here. It's still unknown if the words bad magic mean anything, what this alphabet key is supposed to be used for, or why the altar spawns in, or if it serves any purpose. The only thing we can really say at this point is that it looks pretty cool. And thanks again to Dungeon Hunter 6 for sponsoring this video. Dungeon Hunter 6 continues the legacy of the pioneering mobile franchise, with beautiful 3D graphics and stunning skill animations optimized for multicasting, offering some of the smoothest combat found on mobile. On top of its creative concepts like the ability to shapeshift and deadly bosses you've defeated once you've reached your ultimate power, Dungeon Hunter 6 offers a huge amount of depth for a mobile title, allowing you to trade items via an auction system, grind out a variety of skill tree options to experiment with multiple builds, and the ability to play with guildmates and battle in a real-time guild war. Use my link down below or scan the QR code to download the game now for free on both Android and iOS and receive a free starter pack that contains 10 summoning scrolls, 1 SSR Lieutenant, the Demonic Wolf, and 1 accessory pack worth $50 today. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, and if you found any other creepy glitches in video games, submit through oddheader.com or come join the Oddheader Discord, or even send me a shout through Twitter or Reddit. And thanks again to Slippy Slides for helping get the footage in this video. Feel free to subscribe to him down below as well. Shout out to Angel the Fox, Ash Photography, Bitwith27, Chad Biscuits, Ed Moffat, Eddie Talkspin the Bleach Primid, Flex, Justin Blackwood, Miss Arctic Foxy, Phoenix157, Rackman22, Red Team Medic, Riley S, Robert Eisenman, Rolkot Miflua, Starcore2, Taryn Stock, and Towerizer for their Patreon support. Stay tuned.